Hello, I'm Diane Alberts and I'm here with another Bundle of the Month tutorial. This one is for the month of April 2026 and we're featuring the Cutest Crew bundle. And I want to show you my card. It is the cats. And it's kind of funny because cats are really not my favorite animal, but I wanted to learn how to color them. So I'm going to show you how I made this cute fun fold card inspired by Jackie Boheis. So let's get started assembling our card. We're going to start off with the card base and we're going to burnish the folds. We're going to fold this one directly in half and fold it back at half of that of the flap. So there we have our card base. Once we have the card base, we're going to go ahead and adhere the designer series paper that has been cut specifically to the directions. Then we're going to work on our strip. Our strip also has been previously scored, and we're going to fold on those score lines and burnish with our bone folder. And we're going to fold back on itself here. So now we're going to take our designer series paper and adhere it to those spaces where they fit perfectly. Once you have that done, let's bring the card base back in. The first thing you want to do is you want to fold the strip to match your card base. And so what we're going to do is we're going to flip this one back here and we're going to put adhesive on this tab. And we're going to fold it back over. Using the grid lines on my mat, I'm going to line that up so it's straight. And then we're going to flip this side over. But we're not going to put adhesive on the whole part. We're just going to put it on the first half. And we're going to fold it back down, making sure we line up with the grid lines. And now we have our folding fun fold card. Now I want to show you what I did with the sentiments and how I cut them out with the Words of Beauty dies. I stamped the happy birthday and left a space on the left for an embellishment. And on the right-hand side, we're going to go ahead and leave the space because we're going to stamp. So I've already pre-cut that. Now I wanted to do something different with this. I wanted a die that would match this die here. But when I put this one on, it was a little too long. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to use some masking tape. I'm going to line it up to where I want it to be close to the H. But we want to shorten it up. So we're going to take that same die cut, and I like to put it on the plate here. And we're going to position it. There's some grooves for the indentations that you can line your die up so you can go ahead and tape it back down again. Oftentimes we don't have the exact same size of a sentiment label, and so this is one trick you can do in order to get the exact size that you would like. In my directions, I suggest that you stamp the cat strip twice. Now let's go ahead and color all of our cats. I'm going to start with this end cat, and I'm going to start by coloring him in with our light basic black. I'm going to use the bullet tip end. Once you have him colored in, you're going to take the dark and draw on his eyes so they stand out in his nose. So the next cat I'm going to color is I thought of a gray cat. So I grabbed my smoky slate and I'm going to start with the dark smoky slate. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go around the outside and give the perimeter a darker color. And then where there's white, we're going to go ahead and fill it in and blend in with our light. I'm just using some gentle swirls to go ahead and give some blending and shading to our cat. And I'm going to start with the light timid tiger first. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of go around his face, maybe a little bit of an ear, and then I'm going to do a paw here, and we're just going to kind of go around, and then I'm going to stripe out the tail. And I colored in the cat with the Darling Duckling light to give him that cute cat look. So here's my two-tone colored cat, light and dark. And I'm gonna go ahead and color in this cat solid. Whoops, we're gonna do a little darker around his edges. And then we're gonna come back in. So I just kind of scribbled in there a little bit, and then I'm gonna take the light color and I'm gonna blend them out so we get a little bit of definition in the coloring. Just swirl it around and blend so you get some different shading effects. So the last cat, I kept thinking, my daughter's cat. He's mostly a gray cat, but he also has some black stripes on him. So I pulled up a picture and I decided to go ahead and take the light, and I'm gonna go on his tail real lightly, and on his body, and on his paws, and up. And then I noticed that his face kind of had a mask. Just his ears went down to his nose and back up again. The stripes just kind of came down from there. He had some stripes coming on the body there, kind of like that. I'm just adding some stripes all the way around his back. And then I came back in with the light again and kind of just blended it out. Okay. The other thing that I used was the color lifter, because I noticed that Rocky's face has a little bit more white in it. And I'm going to take my color lifter and just kind of go around his face. I'm going to also push on those paws because his paws are more white at the end. And this will lighten it up. And I think I'm gonna go back in and give a little bit more striping effect here on this back. Rocky has a cute little pink nose. So I did have to grab a light pink and go ahead and give Rocky his pink nose. So I'm going to color this one pink, real close to Rocky's nose. And we're gonna do this one yellow. And the last two I'm gonna make Calypso Coral. So carefully going around the cat, I can carefully fussy cut around him. And I'm gonna take this one over here. I'm gonna kind of fussy cut around there. And you can take the rest of your cats and set them aside and use them for another card. So let's go ahead and put this card together. We're gonna take and grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. And the first thing I'm gonna grab is I'm gonna grab the little black and white spotted cat, put him way over here looking in and saying hello. Then we're gonna take that Have the Best Day and add that to the third part. And we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of our cat strip and place that right here. Let's add some more detailed stamping to our sentiment label by putting the paw prints. And I'm gonna grab a piece of scrap paper and tuck it underneath here, going off to the right of the sentiment label. And then we're gonna take our paw prints again and we're gonna stamp up here on our insert piece twice. So one here and one here. So now we're going to take that small piece of ribbon, fold it in half, and put it on the back of our sentiment label on that adhesive, and then we're going to secure it with some dimensionals and put it on the front of our card. We're going to put this right up here. We're going to take the last cat and we're going to put the cat up here. We have our in color dots, and I'm going to go ahead and take your pick tool. And I'm gonna put the medium one right here. Next, we're gonna take that insert piece, slide it underneath here until it hits the bottom of the cats and centering it on the top so you have a spot to write something to your recipient. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy all the video tutorials with the Cutest Crew bundle.